Oh, hold on. Try pressing that button there. This one. Oh no, that's just reverse that bit.
Okay.
I don't know.
Hey,
Hi.
thank God.
Hello.
Well, I'm just gonna update that.
Hi everyone. Sorry, we've been having some technical difficulties, but we're back.
We're here.
Right here. We had to give up trying to do our laptop sets, like fancy microphone streaming setup, and default to my mobile. How is everyone today?
How are you today, Scout?
You know, I'm great. Slept like a baby.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was hard to
Yeah.
get up actually. My alarm went off and it was really like pulling me out of the depths.
Yeah. I couldn't sleep, so like I went to bed at like 1:30,
Nice.
and yeah, I didn't want to wake up this morning too.
Nice.
What about you, Owen? Well, yeah, what did you do last night?
I was out till 3 a.m. No, not 3 a.m. Wait, and then I'm updating the other live, the one that we have a look on channel.
There's another one.
The second one.
Hopefully they'll get the picture. I went to a rave, and then I went to a house party, and I was there until 2:30. The cops came, and I was a bit like, and I was like really like out of my mind. I was a bit like, okay, it's time to go. And I like
I didn't know the cops came.
Where was
Yeah,
the house
that's
party?
wild.
in Ultimo.
Nice.
What are they just like? Hey, it's late.
They weren't even doing anything. They were just kind of like they didn't even say anything. They were just like walking around. Basically, they were just trying to get everyone off the street.
Right.
And then I just had this very extremely difficult bike ride home.
Yeah. You rode home?
You rode home.
At 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun, actually. Is that
It
illegal?
was.
Is that illegal?
Well,
Can you
I
get
mean-
RBT'd on a bike?
Yeah, that's random breath tested. So
Technically,
like, tested.
technically you
Yeah,
can't, but you can like. They can essentially like it's kind of like a
It's like a-
technical thing where it's like
Yeah.
there's nothing illegal about riding a bike while
Just let
drunk,
you know.
but it's more just like if they can essentially be like you're too intoxicated you're a danger, like we have to help you out essentially.
Getting arrested on a bike, I'd put that on my resume.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys,
This is what
we
employees
have
want.
someone saying hello from Texas from Dr. Bahoots.
Oh, there's people in this chat. Okay, good.
Oh,
Yeah, Dr. Bahoots says hello from Texas.
Hello.
I'm obsessed with Dr. Bahoots. What are you a doctor of?
Bahoots? What is Bahoots?
Don't tell me you're like a doctor at philosophy, please.
Okay.
Anyone have any? If you've got any
Well,
questions,
we got a bunch of questions. 'Cause I asked the Instagram last night.
Oh yeah,
Oh, stunning.
I'll get them up.
brilliant.
Okay, where are we at?
What type of philosophy do you think Bahoots would
I think he would have.
Expertise
He'd
in-
be a philosopher of cahoots.
Kahoot?
Okay.
You know that weird
Carl
app,
Jung?
that app you used to use in school, cahoots.
Yeah. What's like a philosophy that employs cahooting?
Share. Oh wait. Share any funny or memorable moments while touring.
Canberra?
Which one?
Which one?
We've had so many.
The remember what we did last time in Canberra when we got stuck in the car park?
What?
The tollgate?
Oh my god!
Hey, we were coming
I
out of
think that's pretty
Canberra,
funny.
and we were like in this like random car park, and then the gate wasn't opening, and we were like freaking out. We're like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I think we're supposed to like play, and we're like really late.
Yeah.
And then Adam just jumps out and just like fucking tears down the entire.
Tollgate.
I ripped it off its hinges.
Literally
and then
just and like just grabbed it, went, "Urgh," and then like holds it, drops it, and gets.
No, I threw it.
Oh, you threw it.
I threw
You
it.
threw it away.
And we had like this like line of cars behind us, and everyone's just like all these Canberra people. If you're not from Australia, you
It's-
wouldn't understand what Canberra people are
It's
like.
'cause,
There,
like,
there are, it's
yeah.
essentially like Washington DC. It's like where all our political stuff is.
Everyone
yeah,
in-
the
everyone in-
AFP, the police, like strong
It's-
police presence there.
It's very
Straighty 180, right?
straighty 180.
Yeah. Is that the right? Yeah.
Everyone in Canberra has a bloody stick up their ass, honestly. Unless
Yeah.
they're well, no, that's not true. But
But a lot of people do.
a lot of people do because they move there to work, like to get some kind of highly paid government
Yeah.
job.
The only people who don't have sticks up their asses are musicians from Canberra, I feel.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like they're the cool people.
Okay, Dylan, who's Egoism? Oh, that's not for us. I'm trying to think. Is this really live? Yeah, of course it's live. Look, you can see have a look at my phone, like really cracked phone. It's 11:11. Make a wish. Moi. We wish
So
that
true about Canberra.
album gets to #1. Do you remember your first gig as a band? Well, I actually remember. I mean, we all had different first gigs, but our first gig as us three was actually in 2019, and it was the What Are We Doing single launch, and
Yeah. At the Chippo.
at the Chippo, and I remember like there was this moment because it was like the first time we ever played a show, and there was like the room was mostly people that we didn't know. Like before that point, it was like, you know, it was just a couple friends would come to our shows, and that was like the first time that we were like, who are these people? Like they just kind of randomly found our music.
Yeah.
And yeah, didn't realize that was something to get used to, essentially. And I remember that what is it? We played we played a bunch of the songs from like the 2017 EP.
Yeah.
Because we were like, it's the last time we're gonna play it, and we hated it. We were like, oh, this is so annoying.
Yeah.
Whilst me over here loving it because like I just jumped on board, so like I didn't write any of that EP. I'm like, this is great. The songs are so good.
Someone
Yeah.
said Mum lived in Robert Street, Marrickville.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. You just dropped off a T-shirt there.
Yeah, I did. I just dropped off. If you live in Marrickville, I just dropped them off myself. Let's see.
What?
She only eats cat food. Nice,
Aw.
DJ Panther. Okay, can you talk us through your songwriting process? Our songwriting process is pretty fluid. Like it's honestly, there's no real exact thing that happens every time. But mostly it's like we tend to write to drums first. So it's kind of like we have like some kind of loop that Adam's made or that we've just randomly found on the internet or whatever, and then we kind of just like base a certain kind of couple ideas and melodies around that, and then we essentially work on it as a band once that kind of like individual idea is kind of a bit more down pat. It's interesting to always talk about like to talk to other bands, and like everyone has a different process. Some people write like together from the ground up in a rehearsal room. I guess we're kind of a little bit more project based in that kind of way. Like we kind of have this very much like, this is this first draft, and then we're going to take it to someone and take it to another collaborator, aka these guys, and then like let's get their input on it and their contribution, and then okay, let's review it, and then it's quite. I mean, I would say it's methodical. It's not. It's completely random, but it's not. It's not as purely improvisational as a lot of other bands in that kind of way. I guess we are real like songwriters in that kind of way.
Yeah.
So there's always a mix. I mean, I think that's the thing. It's like our music is always a mix of that kind of like more in-depth kind of concentrated songwriting thing and like band collaboration type thing.
I always find it difficult to put my lyrics with music. I can make one or the other, but can't put them together. That's just practice. I feel like a lot of the time, if you start off also, I feel like with lyrics, sometimes I like to write lyrics first, but like rarely. I think for me, I like writing a melody and then like certain sounds come out and like the vibe of a song comes before you then sort of go, oh, these are the real lyrics here. This little line here, this line here, and then you can write. It's really fun. It's like almost doing a puzzle. Is figuring out the lyrics that fit with the theme that you've sort of started to create, plus the sounds that you've got. I mean, Addison Road, the song that came out, that one used to be sad and alone. That line used to be, I'm playing it cool but sad and alone, and it was like that just didn't fit with what we wanted. And then I just remember being like, what about Addison Road? I said that to Olive, and it was like, oh, that actually really works. Like, so it's kind of fun because but you hear the similarity.
Yeah. Sydney is such a great song. The production is literally perfect. I've been listening to it constantly since you dropped it as a single. How did you decide things like who sings chorus/verse? It's kind of just based on like what sounds best for each of our voices, really. Like, but I guess there's a strong trend towards like who wrote it, or at least who came up with the initial idea. So we write.
Sorry.
Adam, I accept you now, but it took me a while. Hope that's okay, man. Look, it's not okay, but it's so fine now. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's not okay with me. I accepted Adam immediately.
How did you not accept me?
How did you not accept Adam? That's insane to me.
I'm not sure if I understand that completely.
I wanted to show you who's got one of these. It's pretty cool. Someone found this house, which I was really impressed by. No one's found this house so far.
It actually really was spray painted. We actually really did spray paint that house.
Yeah, I did it like midnight. I was just kind of, oh my god. Yeah. But they're about to sell out again, so, which is crazy. So I want to thank everyone who's gotten a vinyl, because that's nuts. What we got?
What bands influenced
Adam
you
was
most?
amazing at that opera house.
What bands influenced us?
Oh, Adam, you go.
What bands?
When we were like 13 to 15, is that what they said?
Yeah, 13 till 15.
Yeah.
Oh, 13 to 15.
What bands influenced you?
Yeah, for me, it would be like, which is kind of like completely off brand of this band, but probably like Parkway Drive. I think that was like they're like a metalcore band, like real heavy band. They're like five guys from Byron Bay that make really sort of heavy music, and I started listening to them when I was like maybe 10 or 11 or something. My cousin got me onto them, and I thought they were really heavy, and their live shows were like insane, like people just going off. I remember was it the first or maybe the third gig I ever went to was Parkway Drive at the Horden in Horden Pavilion in 2010, and I remember that just kind of like changed. I mean, I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, and it really got me into like Australian music as a whole, rather than just like listening to My Chemical Romance or maybe like a Green Day or something as a kid. But like that was like the beginning of me getting into the local live music scene, which that pretty much started my music career, if you will. And yeah, it kind of just like ventured out from playing in like hardcore metal bands to playing like in indie pop bands and like shoegaze dream pop bands and everything else. And that's how I met these two, was from playing in my old dream pop shoegaze band. And then we just kind of hit it off because we all love the same music. I think someone said My Bloody Valentine influence. Like,
quite massively, honestly.
Big inspo. Yeah.
It's kind of there's always like hidden influences. I feel like we were playing the My Bloody Valentine is a huge one. We were rehearsing the acoustic set yesterday, and it was kind of funny when it's just like acoustic guitar, like lo-fi kind of drums and bass and stuff like that, and we were like, oh wow, I can actually hear how much Elliott Smith is like such a big deal for us. And it's something that I guess because our arrangements are usually don't sound anything like an Elliott Smith record, but once you actually give it kind of the same production, it really shines through. Like, it's just kind of funny how that can work in a lot of ways. where these influences will shine through based on like how you actually present them, like production wise usually. But I mean, yeah, that was a big deal for me at that age as well. Elliott Smith, Nirvana.
Nirvana was a big one.
Yeah, and
Nirvana was one for all of us. We all
Yeah.
listened to Nirvana.
Yeah.
That's one we
What
all
were
had
the
in common.
influences for Records in the Dark? That's an Olive
Oh,
question. I believe.
so Records in the Dark, I kind of was like, this was like when I was still trying to make kind of like vaguely like emo rap stuff. It sounds so like bizarre, kind of like, it was like, because I just was like fucking around with a lot of like trap beats essentially, and it didn't sound anything like trap beats, of course, 'cause I didn't want it to. And I was also like trying to play a bunch of like bossa nova type guitar stuff, like the I don't even know if that's actual real bossa nova rhythms. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's the rhythm. You play it a little bit. You play it your way,
Yeah.
but it is still the essence of it is very bossa nova, like groupings of 3 16th notes.
Yeah. And then it was just kind of a lot of riffing, like in this kind of way, like just me on a mic on and yeah, it just became a very lyrically heavy song. Like I just had a lot of things I wanted to say, I guess. Just a big story to kind of tell.
Should we move this back slightly so we're all in it a bit?
Yeah.
I was thinking, or we could even angle it like from over here, but no, we're all there now. Yeah.
Hey, Rose Petals, I just saw that you said a few questions and I just wanted to say I love your name. I just sent your package on Thursday of your merch order, and I was like, wow, Rose Petals, what a name.
Yeah, if you order through Bandcamp, we send it. Like
I do all the sending and everything. I literally was like writing everything and I was like, oh, there's someone called Rose Petals.
Yeah. Big ups Chatswood.
Big ups Chatswood. I work there sometimes. It's
You guys can keep that one. Do you each have a personal favorite from the new album, Scout?
Oh, it changes every day. I don't know.
Yeah. At the moment, mine is Unreliable.
It's interesting.
Ooh, yeah.
For me, I'll say Kaleidoscopic today.
I'll say Front Door. Just because it's a great song.
Come to Mexico, yes, we'd love to.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I'd love
honestly. Let me just, God, there's so many questions. And let's see.
A lot of lovely comments as well.
Guys, these are all really nice things to say, but they're not questions. Do you have a favorite or preferred synth? Oh god, that's a really, really nerdy question. Yes, I have a. Oh, I should get it actually.
Yeah.
You guys answer another question while I get it.
Big ups, Blacktown.
That's not a question, I think a comment.
No, it's more of a statement, but
it's more of a statement.
You know, big ups Blacktown. Yeah, I was there a month ago. I saw a band called Justice for the Damned play at a youth center there with a friend's band. So I love Blacktown. I used to go there a lot when I was a teenager for live shows, bands, a lot of like heavy hardcore bands, really cool.
What guitars and basses do you usually use for recording? Well, when we record guitar, the 2 guitars that we use the most on this record were both Olives. Those are the main ones. One is like this sort of slightly Frankenstein version of a Jazzmaster.
Yeah, that's the one I play live.
And that's also what you play live. And then it's also a Fender lead. It's 80s Fender lead.
Yeah, so it's like about like 75% of all the guitar parts were played on my Fender lead, which is like a 1980 double single coil guitar, and it has just a very clean, like it's not even that clean, it's just very character filled. It works for everything. And then a couple things we do with the Jazzmaster. Jazzmaster is kind of like, it's very full sounding, and that works better for live, but then recording you kind of want this more thinner kind of character filled sound. And then very few amount of guitar tracks we recorded with Scout's Jaguar, with the blue Jaguar.
Yeah.
Namely, I think all the guitars on Addison Road were done on the Jaguar. Front Door is on the Jaguar. And couple other ones. I can't exactly remember.
Yeah.
But
And then in terms of bass, it was usually Olive's Orange, Mustang.
Yeah.
But there were a couple of songs that were my like pastely blue what's it called? Music Master.
I'm just gonna close the door. People fucking drilling.
Woo, people are drilling.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Favorite
then
Logic stock plugin. Do you have a favorite?
Logic stock
Big
plugin.
Cave.
Yeah, Big Cave Reverb. We use that on so much.
Is that a plugin though?
Yeah,
That's more
it's
of like a
a
setting
stock
of a
one.
plugin, right? It's a setting of a it's a preset of a plugin.
It's a pre.
So
Yeah,
space
I'm
design.
gonna put you on to the Egoism source.
Oh my
Basically, like we've used the same reverb for the past 6 years. It's called the Big Cave setting on Logic Space Designer. It's 8.5 seconds long, and it works for everything. And I've literally like every single song from Sorry has had the Space Designer like Big Cave setting on it at some point. It's especially really good for vocals because it just kind of has this like, because the decay is so long, but it kind of just the way it kind of transitions into like the middle frequencies kind of thing, it just kind of has this like pad kind of drone effect on all the vocals that you put it on. So I don't know, it's very unique but really good tone. Anyway, synth. This is my favorite synth. This is a pocket piano, and I bought this when I was 14 with my combined Christmas and birthday money, and it's actually never made it onto a song ever, but it's my favorite synth because it makes me happy to play it. And I used to take it to school and play it on the back of the bus and annoy everyone.
You'd be there in your little beanie.
Yeah. My beanie.
In your beanie, just making this face. Because Olive used to have what I call violin face. I don't know if you know this, but Olive played violin for like 15 years or something.
Yeah.
From like 5 years old, Olive played violin.
Yeah.
And I always call it, Olive would get this phantom violin face. So essentially, because when you play violin, you kind of lean your chin against, you have the headrest. And as a result, when the headrest was gone and Olive was playing anything else, their mouth wouldn't know what to do. So for like a long time, whenever Olive played guitar or synth or piano or anything, they'd be like this.
I mean, I kind of have that problem in general. My mouth just hangs open. My mouth doesn't close.
Olive would be there with this
Chronic open
fucking
mouth.
thing being like. The back
I'm
of
a
the
nerd. I'm a nerd.
It was cute, don't worry. You got
But
away with it.
the violins still make their way. I mean, like all the
There's a violin on the album, right?
Yeah, all the violins at the end of Front Door are recorded by me.
This has to appear on something. I love the sound of this so much. You know, you can like change the output of the speaker to plug straight into your DI.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if you knew that, but that's
Remember that
cool.
video with the map of Tasmania? Did you see the map of Tasmania in the Addison Road video? It came back. I put it back up specifically for that video because both were recorded in my room.
But it was different rooms.
Yeah, well,
Because you moved
yeah,
room.
I moved rooms.
Right, we're almost done.
Yeah, we've got like 2 minutes left, honestly.
Are there any like Instagram?
Yeah,
questions?
we should respect
Yeah.
the Instagram.
Favorite venue to play in Sydney is the Lansdowne Hotel on the June 13th.
Guys, can you tell the anecdote about Olive? The
What is it?
anecdote
What
that
is
I said earlier. Remember the one about the So I Heard music video?
Oh yeah, Scout wanted to tell the story about like I assume a lot of you guys have watched the So I Heard music video, and at the end this pink blood comes out of my stomach. Sorry, and the first time we did that scene,
I saw the director put the thing like here on the chest, like being like, oh, that's where the heart is, so we'll do it there. And I was there like, are you sure that's a great spot for it? Like, I'm not sure about that. Like, because I saw also, because we were using a pin to basically break this Ziploc bag of like food coloring, and I was like, are you sure that's a great spot for it? Like, maybe we should do it lower. And it's like, no, this is like, it's close to the heart, that'll work. Anyway,
and then it's supposed to like basically to like activate it, I had to essentially just squeeze it and it would just come out, and it just came out of my like, basically just looked like it was coming directly out of my nipples. Like I was just like bleeding pink blood from my nipples, or just like leaking pink milk or something.
Yeah, it was like, oh, it's pink milking.
Yeah, literally, and we shot it and we looked at it and we're like,
and I was like,
this looks wrong. This just doesn't look right.
Luckily, we had 2 shirts.
Yeah, we had 2 shirts.
And 2 Ziploc bags of pink food dye.
Yeah.
And so the next time I was like, all right, let's do it lower. And I really insisted on going quite low. But I think it worked out quite well.
It worked out in the end. It worked really well. It was just that we thought, let's not have it coming straight from the heart. We'll have it coming from the stomach. And it did actually look more natural.
Yeah.
Which is so funny. And that stuff was so sticky. Like, it coated my entire, like, chest underneath my shirt.
You had a pink dyed chest.
Yes, and my shirt, like, my chest was just dyed pink for the next week. Like, I just kept being like, am I really, really sunburnt? Like, what the fuck? And it's like, no, I just still have, like, traces of the So I Heard music video on my body. It's never gonna leave me.
No, it never left you.
I think that's it for us. We'll do another one of these again. We have a lot of other things to do. Everyone, if you're in Australia, come to our tour. The Sydney one is going to sell out pretty soon. I know I've been saying that, but it is. And if you're in Sydney as well, come to the acoustic show tomorrow and the record signing. I'm actually really happy that a lot of people got their records in time so that you can actually come and get it signed. We're going to be there with pens and sign the billboard and listen to the album. And I'm trying to get better at self-promotion. I'm so used to like just not telling anyone to do anything, and now I'm just like, okay.
Come tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come to the album shows. Especially if you're in Brisbane, please come to Brisbane. I want to see people at Brisbane. I feel like we always talk about Sydney, we always talk about Melbourne. But
I know, we need to send Brisbane some more love.
I'm actually really excited to play Brisbane and Adelaide. Those are the ones that I'm like pretty stoked about as well. So just know that we're bringing the heat.
Goodbye.